to the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. First time the Red Sox have been here since 08. It's game one of a two-game series between the Red Sox and the Reds. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, just a couple of weeks ago, the Red Sox trading 4/5 of their rotation, and the starting pitching you thought may be hurt, but lately the Red Sox doing very well in that category, especially on this road trip.
I agree, Don. You know, when you see all those pitches go via trade, however they go somewhere else besides the Red Sox, you know, you figure you're going to have young pitchers come in and you don't know what to expect. Well, the young pitching has been doing very, very well on this road trip. A 2-1 record, 2.70 ERA. You can see the innings of 40, 29 strikeouts in those innings, and opponents hitting 213, 6+ innings and 5 of the 6 starts. Now, that's pretty darn good pitching for a very young pitching staff. Now, tonight, Joe Kelly gets his second start for the Red Sox. Very comfortable. The first one was against his former ball club. I imagine he was very anxious in that start, but he's coming into Cincinnati to face a team that he's faced a couple of times in the past. He's got a 2-0 record in his career against Cincinnati, so at least his first 2 starts were against former National League teams, which is a good thing for him.
Well, tonight, the first of a very brief 2-game series, and Yoenis Cespedes had a terrific batting practice here. He put on a show at Great American Ballpark. We're back with more right after this. Well, we have seen throughout the entire year a Gold Glove caliber center fielder in Jackie Bradley Jr. There's no doubt about his defensive abilities. However, his offense has certainly been suspect, and lately he is perhaps at his worst of the season, trying to figure it out. 0-65 in the last 13 games with just 3 hits, 21 strikeouts along the way, and in the stretch right now in which he is 0 for his last 35. This season, however, 13 outfield assists. Well, the Red Sox here in Cincinnati for the first time since 2008 as we send it down to Gary Streisky. Gray?
Don, Jackie Bradley Jr. looking for his first hit since July 26th, so fair to say he's 0 for August as of right now. But when he gets that hit to break that slump, it's not going to come as a member of the AAA Pawtucket Red Sox, as John Farrell is fully committed to keeping JBJ up here as he works out his swing, as he explains in our Geico quote of the day.
Well, his defense speaks for itself. He's had the ability and has the talent to impact the game if a given play calls for it. We saw it in 2 occasions in the last series, and yet we're still working to have some of the adjustments that he's working through in early BP and regular BP gain some traction inside of games. And I'm sure he's probably a little frustrated by it. because we saw the stretch prior to the All-Star break where we thought he was really turning the corner. There were a lot more consistent at-bats and hard contact being made, and yet, the consistency is yet to be had.
John Farrell mentions how that defense is an asset, but unfortunately, because of his struggles at the plate, Jackie Bradley Jr. out of the starting lineup now for the 5th for the last 7 times as Brock Holt now gets to start in center field.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Well, it is the Red Sox and Reds, and it is coming your way next from Cincinnati. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your Subaru dealers of New England. We welcome you back to the Great American Ballpark as the Red Sox and Cincinnati Reds ready to go here tonight in Game 1 of the series. Reds have taken the field, so let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Brock Holt leads it off in center field with Dustin Pedroia at second base, batting second with David Ortiz at first base in the 3 spot. Yoenis Cespedes in left in the cleanup spot with Daniel Nava in right field. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop at 6th. Christian Vasquez does the catching with Will Middlebrooks at third base, and Joe Kelly, the pitcher, bats 9th. Tonight's Reds starting pitcher is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Matt Latos on the mound tonight for the Reds. 11th start of the year, 4-3 with a 3.12 earned run average. 42 strikeouts to 17 walks, and opponents hitting at just 193, under 200 against Latos. Last time out, a win against the Cleveland Indians in 7 2/3, giving up 3 runs as he struck out 5 and walked 2.
The defense tonight for the Reds, they are first in the National League with only 55 errors on the season. Todd Frazier will be at third base. Zach Kozak, the shortstop. Ramon Santiago at second. And Brian Pena, the first baseman. Chris Heisey in left field. Billy Hamilton, the center fielder. Jay Bruce, the right fielder. And Devin Mesoraco doing the catching for Latos.
Well, the umpiring crew, Jordan Baker has the plate calling the balls and strikes with Jerry Meals, the crew chief at first base. Paul Emmel is at second base, and Chris Conroy, the umpire, at third. Now the weather conditions here tonight in Cincinnati. 74 degrees to begin the ball game. Breeze out to center at 12 miles per hour. And the forecast partly cloudy for the remainder of the evening. This great American ballpark right on the Ohio River and across the river into Kentucky on the other side. And the Red Sox here for just the second time since this ballpark was built. The Red Sox were here back in 2008. Back here again. The Red Sox and Reds playing kind of a home-and-home series, with the first two played at Fenway Park earlier this season. Now the back end of it here in Cincinnati with a night game tonight, day game tomorrow. And Brock Holt ready to lead it off here for the Red Sox. .295 with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in for Holt. Holt, Pedroia, and Ortiz featured here in the top of the first inning. First pitch of the ball game to Brock Holt is in there for strike one. Outfield set up straight away here on Brock Holt. Take a pitch up and away. Ball and a strike to Holt.
Late start in the season for Latos. He was on the disabled list with a couple of problems. A right elbow that was operated on last offseason, and then a knee injury that he had in spring training.
Cincinnati Reds coming into this series 5.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central. And as far as the wild card goes, they're 2.5 games back. Pittsburgh against St. Louis currently in the top spots in the wild card in the National League. A little bit low, and Latos falling behind 3-1.
Yeah, one of the problems that the Reds have been having is their offense. Their offensive numbers are not very impressive at all, but their pitching numbers have been very good.
Latos beginning his career with the San Diego Padres. 3 years with the Padres. The last 3 years now Cincinnati. A 14-game winner his first year with the Reds in 2012. Won 14 games last year also. He was 14-7 last year. ERA at 3.16. And a guy who's used to logging up over 200 innings. At 209 his first year. 210 last year. Because of all the injuries this year, 4-3 coming in into his 11th start. Holt grounds it foul outside first. Ryan Price, the manager of this Reds team, has his team right now positioned 5.5 games back in Milwaukee, but again, only 2.5 out in the wild card scenario. Problem is chasing some teams between Brewers and the Reds. Payoff pitch on the ground right side, knocked down by Santiago. Has time and throws out Brock Holt.
Looked like Santiago couldn't make up his mind whether he was going to dive for that ball or play it on one hop. Play it on the hop and get the out.
Let's take the family to the ballpark for one last hurrah at the end of summer family pack, brought to you by our friends at Boston Duck Tours and the shops at Prudential Center. The special package includes tickets, free parking at the Prudential Center garage, and free Boston Duck Tour rides to and from Fenway. Fans can purchase tickets at redsox.com/familypacks. One out, Dustin Pedroia, the batter. He looks at strike one. Dustin starting the night at .282, 5 homers and 43 runs batted in. 8 for 27 on the road trip so far. Through the right side into right field, a base hit. First base runner of the night for Boston.
That 5-game hitting streak now for Pedroia as he goes the other way. He's got 2 at-bats against Latos in his career, and he's now 2 for 2 against him. That fastball down around knee high, and opposite field swing by Pedroia to pick up the base hit.
One out, one on for Big Papi David Ortiz with Yoenis Cespedes waiting on deck. David at .245, 26 homers, 84 runs batted in. He's just 1 for 15 on the road trip. Well, tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Tees at 318, 3 doubles, 6 RBIs, and lifetime against the Cincinnati Reds. He was 4 for 8 in that first series that I mentioned earlier this year, May 6th and 7th. Slow road trip for David. He was 1 for 10 in the series against the Angels. Through the shift and into right field, a base hit for Big Poppy as Pedroia takes second base. And the Red Sox have 2 on with 1 out.
Yeah, they did not have a complete shift on that time, and it's a good thing for Ortiz because a lot of times he hits the ball in this area and is played by somebody. That time he goes to the right of Ramon Santiago to pick up the base hit, and the Red Sox have 2 on with 1 out.
There's Yoenis Cespedes, 256, 18 homers and 72 runs batted in. And his first home run in a Red Sox uniform on Sunday in Anaheim against the Angels. Providing the Red Sox with a 3-run shot. As he takes strike 1.
Latos tries something a little different right there. Starts him off with a curveball.
Cespedes has reached base in all 8 games that he's played in since joining the Red Sox and hit a .265 in a Red Sox uniform so far. And they get jammed there and pops it up foul back and out of play. Daniel Nava on deck. Red Sox trying to get to Latos here in this top of the first inning. In the air, right side of the infield. Second baseman Santiago makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Now, the Red Sox Hall of Fame class of 2014 will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this Thursday, beginning at 12:30. NESN will have live coverage of the induction of the greats Roger Clemens, Nomar Garciaparra, Pedro Martinez, and Joe Castiglione. Don't miss the special on-field ceremonies beginning at 6:30. 2 down here in the top of the first inning with runners at first and second, and Daniel Nava hitting at .248, 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. Strike 1. 0 for 7 in the Angels series was Nava, and 2 for 16 on the trip. Since the interleague has started, the Red Sox are 7-1 against the Reds. The best winning percentage against any National League team. It's also the fewest number of games played against a National League team in interleague. Fouled straight back, 1-2. The Red Sox offense having a tough road trip for the most part, really a tough season. Red Sox ranking last in the American League with 444 runs scored and averaging 3.79 runs per game. Trying to score in the first inning. Evens at 2-2. Red Sox starters have picked it up though over the last 3 games. Starting staff with a 2.49 earned run average. Pedroia at second, Ortiz at first, 2 down. In there for strike 3. A bit of a delayed call there for Jordan Baker, but he rings up Nava. Red Sox can't score. And tonight's Reds starting lineup brought to you by Volvo. Leading it off, Billy Hamilton in center field with Jay Bruce in right field batting second. Todd Frazier at third. Devin Masaraco does the catching in the cleanup spot with Brian Pena at first base. Chris Heise in left field. Ramon Santiago at second base. Zach Kozar at the shortstop bats eighth. And the pitcher Matt Latos bats ninth. Tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Joe Kelly on the mound. Second start with the Red Sox this year with the Cardinals. He was 2-2 in 8 starts with a 3.86 earned run average. 27 strikeouts to 14 walks. Wednesday against St. Louis. 7 innings, giving up only 1 run, 3 hits. Ended up with a no decision. Did walk 4 along the way. And Billy Hamilton leading it off here for the Reds in the bottom of the first inning. We'll take ball 1 outside.
And the Red Sox really respecting the speed of Hamilton. Middlebrooks way in at third base. Pedroia in at second base, and Ortiz in at first base.
Hamilton does show bunt.
All he's got is 43 steals on the season.
Pulls it back again, and it's now 3-0. It's National League rookies in almost every statistical category. And on 4 pitches, he's aboard at first base. Showed you the walks for Kelly last time out, and the first batter he faces tonight, he walks.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They had 9th in the American League with 69 errors on the season. Will Middlebrooks at third base. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. David Ortiz the first baseman. Left to right, Cespedes, Holt, Nava. And doing the catching, Christian Vasquez for Joe Kelly.
So those 43 steals on display right now at first base for Billy Hamilton, who gets the lead. And the pitch will miss outside for ball 1 to Jay Bruce. There's 223, 12 homers, 46 runs batted in. Sits safely in 4 straight games and 7 of his last 8. Spending time on the DL as he jumps ahead 2-0, and Kelly is throwing 6 straight balls to begin this game.
Kelly had 4 walks in his last outing, that coming against his old team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Off to a shaky start here.
Well, Jay Bruce, time on the DL in May. Had surgery to repair a torn meniscus in his left knee. 27-year-old Jay Bruce. For the first, and back to the bag is Hamilton. Low for ball 3, and Kelly right now cannot find the strike zone. 3-0. Taken off is Hamilton. 3-0. Strike called, and Hamilton is going to hop up with the ball going into center field and take third base. So a stolen base and probably an error to the catcher Vasquez. And Hamilton at third base. Bruce taking the first strike of the game from Joe Kelly.
That's something you don't see very often. 3-0, taking off and stealing, because a lot of times the hitter is taking and it's a fastball. It was the case for both of those, but it didn't matter. Bad throw, but one hop throw by Christian Vasquez. Gets by Bogarts, and on at third base goes Hamilton. Bogarts has got to do something to try to block that ball, instead of waving at it and let it go into center field.
3-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. So it was a stolen base and an error charge to Vasquez. First run for the Reds 90 feet away. A team that have really had trouble scoring runs. It's been the largest issue for the Reds so far this year. Payoff pitch. And a foul ball. On deck, Todd Frazier. Defense has been terrific. They are first in the National League, second in the majors, only behind the Seattle Mariners in errors. There's 55 for the Reds, 53 for the Mariners, and there's ball 4. Jay Bruce, back-to-back walks here, led by Joe Kelly out of the gate.
Now Kelly wanted it, but he hasn't shown that he can throw near the strike zone yet, so he doesn't get the benefit of the call right there. Ball pulled in a little bit by Vasquez, but it goes as ball 4, and right out of the chute, 2 walks and a stolen base.
First and third, nobody out. Todd Frazier, the batter. 281 with 20 homers and 62 runs batted in. Let's take a closer look at our Chevy key player, Todd Frazier. Last 8 games sitting at 344, a couple of doubles, 5 RBIs. 3 for 5 in his career against Joe Kelly. Frazier fouls it off to the right out of play. Elected by the players to his first All-Star team. Only 325 so far in the month of August. Bats with Billy Hamilton at third base, Jay Bruce at first, and nobody out. Fouled off again, and this time he falls behind 1-2. Arbella Insurance Foundation is the proud presenting sponsor of the WEI Nessa Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. This season dedicated to striking out cancer in kids. Arbella donates $50 for every strike thrown by the Red Sox pitchers, up to $100,000. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. 1-2 pitch to Todd Frazier. One's too far inside, 2-2. Since the break, Reds batters hitting as a team at 223. Only 217 with runners in scoring position. This one rolled over, foul. Full count now. Frazier bats now. Sirocco waiting on deck. On the ground, left side and through into left field, a base hit. Billy Hamilton scores, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. Not hit hard, but well placed. The left side of the Red Sox infield. Cincinnati on top 1-0.
And something off speed that time. Either a slider or a changeup from Kelly. Let's take another look. And that ball, good plate coverage by Frazier as he just reaches out and punches it by Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. So Kelly getting himself in trouble with the walks. Kind of a weak ground ball through the infield for the base hit. And the 1-0 lead for Cincinnati.
Evan Mesoraco will take a pitch outside for ball one. Most dangerous of the Reds offensively. 20 home runs, 61 runs batted in, and a .293 average coming in. Named to his first All-Star team, Mike Matheny. Pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Let's take a look at our league leaders, brought to you by Captain Morgan. Major League home run leaders among catchers. Mesoraco on top with 20. Zunino of the Mariners with 18. Gaddis 17 with the Braves. And Gomes with Cleveland, and Salvador Perez, the top 5. This one fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
Talked about Kelly making appearances against the Reds. Last year it was one start he made against them, and in the other 2 appearances were out of the bullpen against Cincinnati.
Mesoraco holds up, and it's 2-2. It's 20 home runs, a career high, and the most by a Reds catcher since Eddie Toppensee hit 21 back in 1999. Has 3 grand slams this year. That's here with 2 on. Nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. And now Vasquez headed out to talk to Joe Kelly. The fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now. The MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Tonight, Preplay predicts Joe Kelly, who goes 6 1/3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, and strike out 4. Mazzaracco lines it into center field for a base hit. Jay Bruce being waved around. Brock Holt's throw is off the line, and the Reds take a 2-0 lead. At the third base line with the throw, it's an RBI single for Mazzaracco, and the Reds lead it 2-0.
That's the curveball that time from Kelly. So he's trying just about everything here in the first inning, and the first curveball he throws gets taken into center field for the base hit. Brock Holt will put the charge on it, but the throw's going to be off target. And Bruce comes around to score the run. So a very quick start for Cincinnati in this one.
So after the Red Sox had their chance in the first inning but could not score, stranded 2. Reds making good so far their opportunities. 2 walks have turned into 2 runs. And Brian Pena grounds this possible double play ball to Bogarts to second for 1, on to first for 2. Frazier will take third base. 2 big outs there.
Now the Red Sox desperately needed a rally killer right there, and that may have been it, the double play ball. You see Bogarts heading in just a couple of steps. The underhand flip to Pedroia, who's sprinting across the bag and able to pick up the deuce.
2 down, Frazier at third base, and it brings up Chris Heisey. And takes strike 1, top of the zone strike. As he had 226, 4 homers and 14 runs batted in. As he was 17th round pick by the Reds back in 2006. Now his 5th year with Cincinnati. Down on the count, 1-2.
Pretty good slider that time from Joe Kelly, keeping it down out of the strike zone. Getting Heisey to chase a pitch that is not a strike.
As he started all 3 outfield positions this season for the Reds, but tonight marks his 27th start in left field of the year. The bats with Ramon Santiago, Reds second baseman, waiting on deck. Third full count of the inning for Joe Kelly. This will be his 30th pitch of this first inning. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device. Red Sox fans making their way here to the Great American Ballpark. That is strike 3. As he thought he had ball 4, but Jordan Baker rings him up. Reds get 2 and lead it 2-0. go. Town Fair Tire, the best prices and great free services, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Well, the All-Star game will be here next year at Great American Ballpark. 2-0 Reds have the lead. We head into the second inning, and Xander Bogaerts takes strike one. Bogaerts, Vasquez, and Middlebrooks 6, 7, and 8 for Boston here in the inning. Red Sox had 2 on with 1 out in the first, but Matt Latos worked out of that jam. Xander going 2 for 23 on the road trip. He was 0 for 13 in the series against the Angels. Red Sox with an off day yesterday spent here in Cincinnati, and now begin 2 games really in less than 24 hours. You get tonight and tomorrow. Early start time here tomorrow afternoon. 12:30 game. 2-1 pitch in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Sixth major league season for Latos, 27 years of age. Bogaerts will foul it off at the plate. Back-to-back wins his last 2 times out at Miami and home against Cleveland. Bogaerts will pop it up, foul ground. Mesoraco coming back as a play, and he makes it for the first out of the second inning. Have a son or daughter who want to learn more about baseball or their favorite Red Sox players? Now you can. Check out NESSONClubhouse.com. There's videos, games, and a whole lot more. It's fun, free, and easy to use. NESSONClubhouse.com. 1 out in the second inning for Christian Vasquez. 227 average. No homers and 11 runs batted in for Vasquez. 1 for 11 in the Angels series and 2 for 20 on the trip. Look at some of these offensive numbers, Jerry, as this game goes on. It's amazing that Red Sox were able to take 2 out of 3 from the Angels and almost won all 3.
Yeah, and, you know, the Red Sox didn't exactly scold the baseball there, but they got some key base hits in that series. But you're right, Don. You look at the numbers, and it's not very impressive at all on the road trip. A lot of guys having a tough trip.
Up the middle, but there is Santiago positioned perfectly defensively, and he throws out Vasquez 2 down. Latos thought once it got by him was going to go into center field, but his second baseman was right there, 2 down.
Yeah, playing Vasquez to pull, and he was in perfect position to make that play. I thought once it got by, the pitcher would have had a chance also. Then you look up, and Santiago's standing right there. You see where he is in the camera right now, or in your picture right now, and became a very routine play for him on a couple of hops.
2 down for Will Middlebrooks, batting out of the number 8 spot in the order. We'll take strike 1. He was 2 for 14 in the Angels series, 3 for 22 on the trip. Overall at 188. Bounce in for ball 2.
Latos, one of those guys that comes directly over the top, and that slider that he throws is a little bit different angle than you get from most pitches. It almost goes straight down.
Fly ball down the right field line will make its way foul and into the seats. Well, tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abood, custom made in the USA from fine Italian fabrics. Now available at Men's Warehouse. 2 down here in the second inning. 4 in a row retired by Matt Latos. Middlebrooks waiting on a 2-2 pitch. And that'll drop in there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Latos. Inning and a half done. 2-0 Cincinnati.
Which is your favorite movie set in Ohio? Sox 1, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Sox 2, Major League. Sox 3, The People versus Larry Flint. Or Sox 4, Rain Man. Text your answer 536-536. Message and data rates. Those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all that fun legal stuff, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Gary. We head into the second inning, and Ramon Santiago lead it off here for the Reds. Former Detroit Tiger leads it off. Zach Cozart and then Matt Latos. Bat here in the second inning. Reds on top 2-0. Cincinnati scoring twice in the first inning. RBI singles for Todd Frazier and Devin Masaraco.
Look at a Major League taking a lead there at 45%. And interesting about that movie, it was supposed to be in Cleveland, but actually the baseball scenes were taped in Milwaukee at the old county stadium.
I have to be honest, Jerry, I did not know any of those movies were set in Ohio.
Yeah, the Major League was Cleveland.
That I
It was supposed to be the Cleveland Indians. Yeah.
That sounds right. Hold on a second. Roy fires to first base.
Go ahead.
Hold on a minute. Okay. I knew that Cleveland was in Ohio.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, that part I knew. But the other movies, I did not know that it was set anywhere in Ohio.
No, I didn't know that either. I had no idea about Rain Man.
I'm taking all kinds of grief from the truck that I didn't know Cleveland was in Ohio. I know Cleveland's in Ohio.
Of course Cleveland's in
I've been
Ohio.
all over Ohio. Toledo.
Yeah. We've been to Cleveland.
Canton.
We've been to Cleveland quite often.
Yes.
Now, this is a little weird down here in Cincinnati because you're very close to Kentucky. As a matter of fact, just across that river is Kentucky.
Yes, we're on the other side of the Ohio River. Those people live in Kentucky. Well, we are in Ohio.
those cars across the street are watching the game from Kentucky.
Only one player has hit a ball into the Ohio River, and granted it was on a bounce, but still, it's a ways to get there up over the seats in right field. It's Adam Dunn. He did it here in 2004, formerly a member of these Reds before going on to the White Sox. That's a pretty good poke, though, but he can do it.
Did I hear something about that river is the only river in the United States that runs north?
Yes.
I didn't know there was a difference.
What do you mean? Some run south, one runs north. Apparently this is the only one.
I didn't know they all ran south.
They're all going down.
And this one goes up.
Right. Goes the other direction.
How does that happen?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows the answer to that.
It just is the way it is, Jerry.
It goes north.
Cozart will take a pitch outside.
So if you get it and floated in that river, you would head toward Cleveland. Cleveland's north of Cincinnati, northeast.
Actually, you headed to New Orleans, I'm told.
New Orleans?
Yes. Shortstop throws the first. Yeah, there are 2 outs in the inning.
Wait a minute. That can't be. If that's going north, how can that be going to New Orleans?
What? So the little river that goes north, where's that going? It's going into the Ohio River. Okay, so that little river out there beyond the Ohio River, that's the one that's going north.
Oh, so it's just a little river.
Yeah.
Going north, and then you would end up in New Orleans if you
on the Ohio River. I think.
It's been a crazy road trip.
Matt Latos, the pitcher, batting with 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
How about the hotel we're in?
Wow. I am afraid of the hotel we're staying in.
It's one of those boutique hotels. Oh, my God.
It is a museum and a hotel.
Yeah.
And there's some really weird stuff in it.
Really weird stuff.
There's a rooster that has rabbit legs.
I got to see that. I took a picture of that.
I have pictures of the whole thing.
I took a picture of that the other night. I'm glad I wasn't like too many wines in when we checked into that hotel, because had I been, I would have left, because it was all kind of weird stuff happening.
Well, I got one for you. Last night I went to bed. There was nothing outside my door. Today I wake up and there is a giant yellow penguin outside my door.
Somebody had to plant that.
I'm telling you, it's like 5 feet tall.
Somebody had to plant
it. It's in the hallway, and it's on the 5th floor. Out of nowhere. I think stuff just happens at this hotel. It can't be. I think it's haunted.
It could be. I mean, I really do. It's one of the strangest places I've ever stayed. It's a very, very nice hotel.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good inning. Good bounce back inning for Joe Kelly. To ground outs and a strikeout. 2-0 Cincinnati. Tweet your photo to hashtag #NESSANFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo is from Sherry A., and it's Lila, who needed her Red Sox blanket and shirt to root on the Sox. Some Red Sox fans here in Cincinnati as we play on to the third inning. Reds on top 2-0, and Joe Kelly to lead it off for Boston here in the third. Brock Holt and Dustin Pedroia. In there for strike one.
Did you have a yellow rubber ducky in your shower?
I sure did.
Yeah, I got one too.
They're also like body parts. I have a nose.
Yeah, I know.
I have an ear. It's very strange stuff.
I can't say what I got.
Really?
I can't. I'd be fired.
Should be dressed, should it?
It should have something on it, yes. I'm looking and I'm going, wait a minute. This looks like something.
Into right field. Man, the Red Sox pitcher, Joe Kelly, had a hit in his first game in a Red Sox uniform. Now he's got another hit this time going the other way. 2 for 3.
Well, again, we mentioned when we were playing St. Louis that the National League pitchers take this very, very seriously. And a nice swing by Joe Kelly. Opposite field stroke to pick up the base hit. So the Red Sox have the leadoff man on in the third.
Reds infield a double play depth. Brock Holt grounded out to second base first time up. Shows bunt and drops it down. Latos has one play. It's at first and gets it there in time to retire Holt as Kelly takes second base.
That'll probably go as a sacrifice, but I think Brock Holt's probably trying to bunt for a base hit down that third base line. 2 runs down in this ball game, and that'd be a strange place to sacrifice bunt. I think he'd want to go to the third base with it. Instead, it goes back to the pitcher, and he's out at first base. But the pitcher, Kelly, does get the second.
And to give him a sacrifice, Kelly in scoring position now, and Dustin Pedroia the batter. He singled to right field in the first inning. Jumping back out of the way of a pitch in tight. 2-0. A little bit low. 3-0. Has not walked anybody yet tonight. Has 2 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Taken off is Kelly for third base, and he will steal it as Pedroia takes ball 4. Not paying any attention to him.
No, they were paying absolutely no attention to Joe Kelly, and he had a running lead. Watch him run before the pitcher even throws the ball. Never even look back. Total concentration on the hitter, nothing on the man at second base, and Joe Kelly picks up the steal.
First stolen base of his career. First and third, 1 out. And David Ortiz coming up. Red Sox trailing 2-0. David with a single to right field back in the first inning. Ortiz getting the start at first base. Mike Napoli beginning the game on the bench for Boston. And Ortiz lines it the other way, but foul.
Inside out swing by Ortiz going to the opposite field, but clearly foul as it bounces off the padding on the wall out there.
Popped up in the infield, left side. From short comes Cozart. And he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. A big out there for Latos. See why thousands of people are switching to Buick. Visit your local Buick dealer or go to Buick.com. Two down here in the top half of the third inning. First and third. And Yoenis Cespedes getting his second look at Matt Latos tonight. He popped out at second base, and Ramon Santiago back in the first inning.
Something you don't see very often there. David Ortiz chasing a high fastball. He did a lot early in his career, but not till later on in his career, and a little surprising to see him swing at that pitch.
Cespedes to left. Izzy will move to his left and pull it in to end the inning. So the Red Sox strand two more. They've left four. It's 2-0 Reds. Dugout here at Great American Ballpark, and you have a view here of a quick tee there you can practice on. Not a full batting cage that they have here, and then up the stairs and look at the dugout. Pretty good size. Brian Butterfield was there before the game, and onto the field you go. Not too far actually from the clubhouse.
I like this ballpark. I like the setup. Everything's nice and convenient. Nice ballpark. Great atmosphere.
We have a good location here from the booth.
Very nice.
Very nice onto the field, and great sight lines here in Cincinnati. Good crowd on hand tonight as well. Very good crowd for game one of this brief two-game series. Reds on top 2-0. Cincinnati comes to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Billy Hamilton leading it off. Swinging away and lifts a fly ball to short left. Late break for Cespedes, but he's got plenty of speed and makes the catch for the first out. Kind of froze on that initially, but gets there in time. One down for Jay Bruce. Walked and scored in the first inning. Outside 2-0. Picks up the inside corner that time. 2-1. Sixth 3-ball count for Joe Kelly already, and he has walked 2 in this game. First 2 batters he faced both turned into runs. Three-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Full count. We're at the bottom of the zone that time.
Yeah, everything has been downstairs to Bruce and this particular bat so far.
To center field, and that's in for a base hit. He's down and well. He went down to get it that time, and Bruce has got himself a hit here with 1 out. Second time he's been on base. Well, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, now offers walk in urgent care in Chestnut Hill. It's open to 10 hours a day for minor injuries and emergencies. For more information, go to bidmc.org/Chestnut Hill. One out, one on. Todd Frazier, the batter. Frazier, the single in left field in the first inning with an RBI. Picked up his 63rd RBI of the year. Number 3 hitter in the Reds order. In his first outing, giving up just 1 run in 7 innings. Tonight he gives up 2 runs in the first. He retired 6 in a row prior to the base hit here in this inning by Jay Bruce. Fly ball down the right field line towards the corner, and Nava runs over to make the catch. Nice running catch by Nava on that right field line into the corner, and a little cleanup down there as he went into a slide in front of the wall.
That's quite a distance that Nava had to go to make that play. Plus the ball slicing off the bat of the right-handed hitter, slicing away from Nava, and he's still able to track it down going into that corner and very close to the wall. We lose sight of him up here in the booth, but they get a better look at it as Nava's able to make the play and pick up the second out of the inning.
2 down. Jay Bruce still at first base. Devin Mesoraco, the batter. He takes strike 1. And a single to center field to drive in a run. Picked up his 62nd RBI of the year. Two. Big hack there.
Slider that stayed upstairs this time from Kelly. He's kind of spinning up the home plate, but no contact. Fortunately.
Looped into right center field, out of the reach of Pedroia. Jay Bruce headed for third base. He'll get there on the single by Mesoraco, his second hit of the night, and it's first and third with 2 down for the Reds.
Now, first hit, RBI base hit, came on a breaking ball. This time it's a fastball that just muscles up over the head of Dustin Pedroia. Fastball that tied him up inside. Big swing, got jammed a little bit, but able to muscle that ball out over Pedroia's head, and a little first and third action for the Reds.
Two down in the inning. Runners at the corners for Cincinnati. Brian Pena, the batter. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. Down and in for ball one. Pena spending the last couple seasons in Detroit. Stops in Kansas City and in Atlanta in his career, and grounds one to shortstop again. Bogarts to second base for the out. That ends the inning. So the Reds strand 2 but lead it 2-0. They've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, you're first. Well, it's on to the 4th inning back at Great American Ballpark here in Cincinnati. Daniel Navas, Xander Bogaerts, and Christian Vasquez to bat in the 4th. Reds getting the game's only runs back in the bottom of the 1st inning off Joe Kelly. Nava getting his second look at Matt Latos tonight. Nava struck out looking in the 1st inning. Red Sox have left 4 men on base. Red Sox with 3 hits in the game. Pedroia had a single in the 1st, as did David Ortiz. Joe Kelly, Red Sox pitcher, with the other hit. Nava grounds one to the first baseman, Brian Pena. He'll take it himself to the bag for the first out of the 4th inning. Send it down to Gary.
Guys, the Sox doing a little bit of musical chairs with their pitching staff per usual. Anthony Renato actually going to be getting the start tomorrow in place of Brandon Workman. In relation, Edwin Escobar is actually going to take Renato's spot Wednesday in AAA Pawtucket. John Farrell saying that Workman, he's kind of been working a lot as of late. Of course, he had the start, and then he came in relief Saturday night in that 19-inning affair. Farrell was saying about Workman that he just wants to kind of give him a breather. He's not going to send him down, going to keep him in that bullpen. Hopefully not use him in the bullpen, so that way he stays in line for his next start after tomorrow.
Renato winning his first major league game and his only outing in the major leagues. We'll see him tomorrow afternoon. One pitch. Bogarts will take ball 2. On the ground, a deep third, picked on the backhand by Frazier, and from foul ground, the throw in time. Nice play at third by Todd Frazier to get Bogarts 2 down.
We talked about the Reds being the best defensive team in the National League, and very nice play here by Frazier. Has to go to the backhand from foul territory, no rush. And a nice little bit of footwork at first base by Brian Pena to get out of the way of the runner. Bogarts going down the line.
So 2 down for Christian Vasquez. Grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning. Looks at a high strike call for strike 1. Left side, Frazier charging this one and throws out Vasquez. Platos has a 1-2-3, 3 ground ball inning. 2-0 Reds. Will care about your community. Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. Bottom of the fourth inning back at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati with the Reds on top 2-0. Chris Heisey, Ramon Santiago, and Zach Cozart coming up here in the fourth inning to face Joe Kelly. Well, Joe Kelly, who now has a stolen base to his credit in his career. Last Red Sox pitcher with a stolen base in a game, Bill Landis, did it in 1969 at Cleveland on September the 8th. The last Red Sox pitcher to steal third base, Tom Brewer, did it July 30th of 1959 at Cleveland. And Chris Heisey to begin things in the fourth inning. Heisey struck out looking in the first. And 2 Ks for Kelly. So, Jerry, this hotel that we're staying in that is a museum/hotel, I had no idea that they moved some of the artwork around the hotel in the middle of the night, apparently, so that it changes places during the course of the night. I went to bed and there was nothing outside my door last night when I went to bed, only to wake up this morning to find something right outside my door that was not there, that concerned me. It was this. This 5-foot yellow penguin just hanging out outside my door.
So somebody, you don't think it was somebody in a traveling party that did that? You think that just the hotel that did that?
I don't think they carried that kind of stuff with them. As Kelly picks up his third K. I believe the hotel just moves stuff around from time to time just to mess with it. You took some pictures of some stuff too, I understand.
I took a picture of something. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Yes, I saw this.
It's what is it? It looks like a rooster with a dog body or something.
Yeah, or rabbit type legs there. It looks like kind of like a rabbit there in the back half.
Yeah.
With like a rooster on the front half, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. They're very scary.
It's a little creepy. It's.
I like it though. It's a nice hotel. Very nice hotel.
Very nice hotel. But it is weird. What's that? Do I want to give the name? I don't know the name of it. No.
I do know the name, but we probably shouldn't.
Well, might as well for fans who.
0-2 pitch in the dirt.
Because we don't want people calling your room tonight, so you better not probably
figure out which animals are outside my door now. I mean, what if they switch it up and put something else out there tomorrow?
I mean, nothing would surprise me here. Nothing would surprise me. I'm going to go back after and take another shower as soon as we get home.
Jerry's spending his entire 3 days in Cincinnati in the shower. 2-2 to Santiago. Just going to miss, peppering that inside corner. A gap out there in right center field. Payoff pitcher to Ramon Santiago. And that's going to miss. All about same spot. Cannot grab that edge. 1 out walk, third walk allowed by Joe Kelly of the night. Well, hey, Duncan fans, want to enter for a chance to win tickets to the coolest events of the summer? Go to wickedddcoolperks.com to learn more. It's Wicked DD Cool Perks with 2 Ds. No purchase necessary. Must be a Mass or New Hampshire resident, 18 years or older. Ends August the 31st. 1 out, 1 on. Zach Cozart 0 for 1. Bounced out to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts in the second inning. It's a ground ball to Bogaerts again to the backhand. He goes to second for 1, on to first for 2. Red Sox turn their second double play of the game. We head for the 5th, 2-0 Cincinnati. Online only at Southwest.com. It's on to the 5th inning back in Cincinnati. Well, Middlebrooks, Joe Kelly, and Brock Holt scheduled to bat in the inning. Matt Latos has retired 5 Red Sox in a row at a 1-2-3-4-3 ground ball outs in the inning. Middlebrooks struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Lays off and jumps ahead here 2-0. Latos with 2 strikeouts on the night, has a walk. There's Joe Kelly waiting on deck. He's got one of the 3 Red Sox hits. If you haven't heard, NESN has been celebrating 30 years in the business. Visit NESN.com/NESN30 to look back at the most memorable memories in the past 30 years on NESN. Brooks fouling it back, 2-2. Fouled off the catcher that time. That was a Rocco. Latos throwing hard, 94 miles an hour.
Kind of a strange delivery, you know, directly, almost directly over the top. Ball looks like it explodes a little bit on the hitters.
His 60th pitch is fouled back again. Brooks will see his 7th pitch. On the ground to third base. Frazier to his left. Middlebrooks retired for the first out of the 5th inning. Well, log on to NESN.com/Nexium 24-hour to register for the Nexium 24-hour Green Monster ticket giveaway. It's a chance for you and your family to win 4 tickets in the coveted Green Monster seats, courtesy of Nexium 24-hour. 1 out in the 5th inning for Joe Kelly. Singled and stole a base in the 3rd inning. Take strike 1. Twisting out of the box, but it picks up the corner.
There's that curve that, to me, because of the arm angle on it, would be very difficult to pick up. I mean, it's the same arm action as the fastball, directly over the top, and it just goes straight down.
One hopper to second base. Ramon Santiago throws to first to retire Kelly. And the 2 outs in the 5th inning. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 down here in the 5th. 7 in a row retired by Latos. And here's Brock Holt. Credit for his sacrifice bunt his last time up. Takes strike 1. Bounce in, ball and a strike. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck, although there are 2 outs in the inning. Picked up foul out of play. Summer is in full swing, and so are specially priced Red Sox tickets for students. Student tickets are available for every Sox game. Ticket starts at just $9. So go to redsox.com/student to take advantage of this great offer today. Holt grounds one right side. Santiago to his left. Throws out Holt. And the Red Sox are down in order 8 in a row. Retired by Latos. 2-0 Cincinnati. The bottom of the 5th inning we go. The pitcher spot leading it off here for the Reds. Now Latos hitting for himself, and then Billy Hamilton, Jay Bruce to bat here in beautiful Great American Ballpark. Red Sox here for just the 3rd time in Cincinnati, and that includes the postseason. 3rd visit ever. Red Sox, of course, here in 1975 for the World Series. Using that in 7 games to the Reds, and then here in 2008 during the regular season. Here they are in 2014. Reds winning in 75, 76, and then last time winning in 1990. That's the Oakland A's.
I tell you, if I was a member of the 75 Reds, I'd be upset because you might think the Red Sox won that World Series. Well, you see his fist home run. Every time you see a highlight, it's the home run from Pudge Fisk.
That was only Game 6.
That was Game 6. There was one more to play. I mean, it was an exciting moment. It was no question very exciting. I was there that night, as a matter of fact.
I don't remember seeing any of the footage of Game 7, to be honest with you, as far as video wise. I mean, it's just because we live where we live. Maybe it's on all the time here in Cincinnati. Did you say you were there?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, wow. That was my rookie season in the big leagues, and got tickets from Dick Williams, my manager, and I was at that ball game that night.
Swing and a miss. Latos strikes out. That is the 4th strikeout now for Joe Kelly. Let's take a look at tonight's list, brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Best Reds from the Big Red Machine era. Johnny Bench, 2-time NL MVP. Reds all-time leader in home runs. Joe Morgan, two-time NL MVP. Reds all-time stolen base leader. 5-time Gold Glove Award winner Tony Perez. He played with 64-76. He was here second all-time in RBIs, third all-time in home runs. Pete Rose, Reds all-time leader in hits, runs, walks, and doubles. I have a comment about tonight's list. Tweet us at #NESSonList. There's pretty good players on that list.
Certainly are. It's a great history they have here in Cincinnati.
Billy Hamilton watches that one bounce in, 1-1. I'll drop in there for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. That's a pitch Kelly hadn't been getting. It's now 1-2. On the ground, right side. Pedroia throws out Hamilton, 2 down.
Talking about Pete Rose, and there are 2 stacks out in right center field that have a total of 14 bats, 7 on one side, 7 on the other, and that's to represent the number 14 that Pete Rose wore for the Cincinnati Reds.
Two down here in the 5th. Jay Bruce takes ball 1. The Riverfront Stadium about 80 feet away from where this stadium was, or is. It was about 80 feet, of course, on the river. 2008 Red Sox were in this facility when they visited. There's a pop-up left side sending Bogarts back. Now give way, and Cespedes makes the catch. Almost had that one fall, but he pulls it off the shoe tops. Through 5, it's 2-0 Cincinnati. Businesses have been taking advantage of WB Mason's overstock. Now you can too. For a sneak peek at inventory, visit whatabargain.com. And it's on to the 6th inning. 2-0 Reds have the lead over the Red Sox. Pedroia, Ortiz, and Cespedes. Pedroia to center. Billy Hamilton is right there for the first out of the inning. First time Dustin's been retired. Single and a walk until he lined down to center. Take a look at the pitching line from Matt Latos, brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 5 1/3, 3 hits, no runs. He's walked a batter, struck out 2. 69 pitches, 45 of which have been strikes with the big right-hander. He's got one down for David Ortiz. David 1 for 2. Single back in the first inning. Strike called. Could have been a little bit low. In the dirt. Ortiz doesn't chase. Swing and a miss. Ortiz down on strikes. Third K for Latos. His first strikeout since the second inning. 2 down.
All 3 strikeouts have come on breaking pitches. A couple of curveballs and a slider. Doing the honors for Latos as far as strikeouts go tonight. Curveball right there to get David Ortiz.
2 down here in the 6th inning for Yoenis Cespedes. I'm not crazy about some of these clouds coming up over the stadium right now.
Don't worry about them, Don.
It's rather ominous.
Had a little rain here yesterday, some showers that came through while you were going out for free dinner last night. But they went away, and these will go away too.
This is popped up foul off to the right out of play. Went to the Montgomery Inn last night, which was terrific.
Especially when you don't have to pay.
How did you find out I didn't pay?
Because I thought for sure when I saw the group that was going, I said, this group is going to make this other guy pay. And I was wrong. I was totally wrong, and I can't believe who I was wrong about.
Stunned myself. Latos tripping coming off the mound there in his landing area. Kind of twisted his ankle a little bit. Well, apparently this place has been around forever in this area, and barbecue place, terrific. Got to wear a bib because you get real messy. But yes,
I had a lousy meal.
Kevin Gregg, PR director for the Red Sox, and Joe Castiglione,
who paid.
This one is popped up, foul ground. Paying you going as far as you can, but it's into the seats.
Did like moths come out of his wallet?
Stuff was flying out of there from 1965. Joe went in to get the wallet, and I didn't stop him because I thought I was going to pay him. He's going into the Hall of Fame, and it's a big week for him.
I had a lousy meal.
That's what you said.
Yeah, terrible.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Cespedes chasing after that in the dirt. Back-to-back Ks for Latos. 5.5 done. It's 2-0 Cincinnati. Green Mountain Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, it's 2-0. The Reds have the lead over the Red Sox. Joe Kelly's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. Thrown 87 pitches. As Frazier leads it off and takes pitch up high for ball 1. Frazier with an RBI single back in the first inning, driving in the Reds' first run of the night. And flied out to the warning track down the right field line in the corner to Nava. Now he pops it up. Vasquez and Middlebrooks, and it's Middlebrooks who makes the catch. When our veterans return from Iraq and Afghanistan, many had post-traumatic stress and brain injury. That's why Tom Werner spearheaded the creation of the Red Sox Foundation's Home Base program to treat veterans and their families suffering from the invisible wounds of war. We thank H.B. Hood for supporting the Red Sox Foundation's efforts. 1 out in the 6th inning for Devin Mesoraco. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI, singled twice to center field. They'll bounce off the home plate umpire, I think, Jordan Baker. Foul, 1-1. How many pairs of pants do players have in general?
Well, it used to be, 2, but if you needed more, obviously you can get more. Some people, players are superstitious, like he may get that stitched up and continue to use those. But there is so much equipment available today to players as far as different uniforms, because a lot of them just not the white and the grays anymore. They have the alternate tops and certain sleeves that go with that, and jackets that go with this, and it's amazing the amount of clothing that they carry as a team. But you can get just about anything you need, really. But guys are superstitious. They put on one uniform, and it's a game uniform. Others might be a BP uniform.
Did you break it up? Batting practice uniform to game uniform, or the same one?
I broke it up. I used the batting practice uniform and then switched into a gamer.
Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Old Town, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Old Town will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit www.alltown.com for an Old Town location near you. 8 full counts for Joe Kelly in this game. Here he is with his 96th pitch. And it's lying down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball. It rattles around in the corner. Cespedes comes up firing and overthrowing the second baseman, Dustin Pedroia. As Araujo has his 3rd hit of the night. It's a 1-out double.
Now he's having himself a great night. Hot hitter, came into the game with a 3-game hitting streak and swinging the bat very well tonight. One thing we've noticed about Cespedes, he's got a strong arm, but you really don't know where it's going. I mean, he can let it fly. Tracks this one down in the corner and lets it loose towards second base, but it's up over Pedroia's head, backed up by Ortiz.
One down, Mesoraco at second base. Brian Payne to the batter, 0 for 2. Fly ball down the left field line. This will reach the seats. And you're 32 years of age. Last year with the Tigers, hitting at .297 last year in 71 games for Detroit. Broke into the big leagues with the Atlanta Braves in 05. Time in Kansas City and Detroit before coming here to Cincinnati. Signed a 2-year deal with the Reds this season and next. Tight for ball 2. Popped up left side of the infield. Bogarts and Middlebrooks, and it's Bogarts who steps up onto the grass to handle out number 2. It's sent it back down to Gary.
Guys, you were talking about just how powerful of an arm Yoenis Cespedes has, one that would be featured quite nicely in the right field confines at Fenway Park, and that's something John Farrell said they would want to experiment with when they did get Yoenis Cespedes at that trade deadline from the Oakland Athletics. But today he was saying, you know what, they'd rather have him develop a full spring training and to begin the year in right field, so any hopes that we'd see him in right field this year probably squished at this point, saying he wants to keep him in left field for the remainder of the season, and then when Alan Craig comes back from the disabled list, he'll go into right field, but not ruling it out completely that we'll see Cespedes in right field starting next spring training.
Cespedes, when in Cuba, was a center fielder. He arrived with the Oakland A's and thought he was going to be a center fielder there too, and wanted to play in center, but they had Coco Crisp. And he was a very good center fielder, so Cespedes ended up moving to left, and he got acclimated to left. And you can probably see where he does not want to move to another outfield position. He's just gotten used to left field here. And it was the anticipation that he would be in right. It was a snap throw to second base and almost got away. Pedroia had a nice pick to knock that down as Vasquez tried to catch Mesoraco napping at second base.
Yeah, you can understand, why, as we look at the pickoff attempt at second base, the throw one hop to Pedroia, why the Red Sox would want him in right field, obviously in Fenway Park for 81 games because of his throwing arm. But if Cespedes isn't open to playing right field, that creates a whole different situation, where you want to keep his comfort level where it is, and that right now is in left field, obviously.
To right field, and Nava on the move again to the corner to make the running catch. He's been tested a few times and up to the task every time. 2-0 Reds through 6. debut August 1st against the Yankees. Went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Got his first win in the majors. Mike Leake going tomorrow for the Reds. 24 starts, 9-10. 3.42 earned run average, 126 Ks to 37 walks. Closer Look is brought to you by FW Web. For an even closer look, visit FWWeb.com. Anthony Renano rejoining the team today. Be ready to go tomorrow afternoon. 12:30 start time here in Cincinnati. Red Sox have action in their pen. Burke Badenhop warming in the pen. As Joe Kelly has just finished the 6th inning with 103 pitches. And Badenhop warming in the pen, which is in the right field corner here at Great American Ballpark. And it's kind of opposite of the Red Sox dugout, which is on the third base side. Daniel Nava, and a nice catch to end last inning. Good running catch. Leads it off and takes strike 1. Nava 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first, grounded out to first base in the 4th inning. The Reds are in left center bullpen wise, but here's a look at the Red Sox from their dugout. Bullpen down in the right field corner. Back 1-2. May have to stroll down there tomorrow, Jerry, as part of my view, although it's an early game.
What, down in the bullpen?
Down in the bullpen.
I wouldn't bother with it. It's just a bullpen.
And you can't even see it because it's kind of blacked out down there. You can see the bench area, but you can't see where the guy's throwing or who's throwing.
Yeah.
It's all blacked out. 1-2. Left center field and towards the gap, and it's going to get there. Back to the track and the wall as Nava heads for second base and round it. They pull up with a leadoff double to begin things here in the 7th inning.
Now, it's been a while since the Red Sox have had anything going offensively, and Nava gets the 7th inning started with a double. It's the breaking ball. That over-the-top curveball that time from Latos, and Nava finds that gap between Hamilton and Heisey. Tracked down to the wall, and Daniel Nava in scoring position at second base. Still only a 2-run ball game, 2-0.
Xander Bogaerts 0 for 2. He's fouled out to the catcher and grounded out to third base. Bogaerts going the other way, but foul. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, tomorrow at noon. Adam and Steve Lyons will have the latest from the Red Sox clubhouse. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Christian Vasquez waiting on deck. Xander Bogaerts down to the count 0-1. Line to left field, in for a base hit. Daniel Nava being waved around. Throw goes to second, and the Red Sox are on the board. Xander Bogaerts drives in the Red Sox first run of the night. It's 2-1 now, Cincinnati.
Now Bogaerts, who had been 2 for his last 25, picks up the line drive base hit to left field. For him, this will be RBI number 30 on the season. Got a fastball that time, a fastball middle in, able to pull it. Good solid contact by Bogaerts.
Christian Vasquez showing bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. Vasquez is grounded out to second, grounded out to third, 0 for 2. Vasquez dropping the bunt down. Latos will go to first base, and the sacrifice gets Bogaerts to second base. Tying run into scoring position with one down.
Good fundamentals there by Vasquez. Scoring around early enough. Proper angle on the bat to get it, the barrel of the bat above the baseball to get it on the ground. And the Red Sox get a tying run now at scoring position. Didn't adjust enough with the pitcher. Had no other place to go but first base.
Will Middlebrooks 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out looking in the second, grounded out to third base in the fifth. Action in the pen. Jumbo Diaz first up for the Reds. There's a strike, 1-1 on the top of the zone. Alva double to begin the inning. Bogaerts with an RBI single. Sacrifice bunt for Christian Vasquez gets Bogaerts to second base, representing the tying run. The Red Sox batting in the seventh. 1-1 to Middlebrooks. It's in there for strike two. Fastball right down the middle. Nava's got a bat and helmet on. Rather Napoli. Joe Kelly on deck right now anyway. Fouled back, still 1-2. Are you a Red Sox fan looking for creative ways to fundraise for your nonprofit organization? There's no better place to do so than Fenway Park. Contact our group sales department to learn about the summer's fundraising packages. Go to redsox.com/groups for more details. One-two pitch to Will Middlebrooks. Flare foul off to the right. Sirocco headed out to talk to Latos. Sox getting to Latos for the first time in the game, getting their first run here in the seventh inning. Middlebrooks to left field and deep. Isaac going back onto the track to make the catch in front of the wall. Middlebrooks gives it a ride to left, but he is out number 2. No advance for Bogaerts. It's time for an NST update. All right, thanks very much. Back here at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. 2 outs. And Mike Napoli introduced. Here to bat for Joe Kelly. And the runner at second base and 2 down. Jeff Pico, the pitching coach out there for the Reds. Well, stay tuned tonight following WB Mason's Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Send your questions to Adam. Hashtag Sox Final. Maybe yours to be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. So that was the night for Joe Kelly. He was pretty good at the plate, too. With a single and a stolen base in the game, grounded out to second in the fifth, 1 for 2.
Yeah, another nice job tonight by Kelly. Had a little trouble coming out of the gate with a couple of walks, couple of hits, but after that settled down nicely.
Mike Napoli pinch hitting here with 2 outs and the game tying run at second. Called the ball. Bogarts with an RBI single earlier this inning to get the Red Sox on the board. Now trying to score the game tying run. Napoli fouls it off. Napoli 1 for 10 in the series against his old team, the Angels. Off the end of the bat foul, and now he's down 1-2. Keep up to date on all the cool happenings around NESN by following us on Instagram. Be sure to follow us now by visiting Instagram.com/NESN. Top of the Red Sox order, Brock Holt waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 7th. In the dirt and smothered by Mesoraco.
Kind of figured he'd try that breaking ball again from over the top. That curveball down in the dirt, and Mesoraco making a very nice play blocking it, actually catching it.
Bogarts takes off for third. This one lined into the seats, foul. So tune in August 19th and 20th to NESN for coverage of the WEI NESN Jimmy Fund Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Two down, Xander Bogaerts at second base. Napoli pinch hitting. About to see his 6th pitch of the at-bat. Fouled back, still 2-2. Up high and in. 3-2.
It's one of the few fastballs that Napoli has seen in this at bat.
Napoli strikes out. Latos with a big strikeout. His 5th ends the inning. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. 2-1 Cincinnati on top of Boston as Joe Kelly's night is over, and a pretty good outing tonight for Joe Kelly again.
Joe Kelly, getting some strikeouts with the fastball, breaking ball. Had a rough start to the game right there in the first inning. Had a tough time coming out of the chute with 4 straight base runners, but then after that settled down very nicely in the game and kept the Red Sox in it, giving them a chance to at least be in the ball game at this stage.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers as Burke Badenhop comes into his 52nd game of the year, 0-2, 2.67 earned run average, 32 strikeouts, 16 walks, opponents hitting at .292 against him. And it's strike one to Ramon Santiago, leads it off here for the Reds in the 7th. Santiago is grounded out and walked. Lines one to Ortiz at first base, and backhand. Big Papi pulls it in. Time for a Toyota game break, and Adam Pellerin. Adam. All right, Adam, thanks very much. A first pitch strike into Zach Cozart, the shortstop for the Reds. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short. Last time up, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Further action in the Red Sox pen. Tommy Lane up for Boston, the left-hander. Action in the Reds pen, the former Dodgers closer, Jonathan Broxton. Cozart on the ground, right side. Pedroia from the outfield grass. 2 down. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Badenhop getting his 2 outs. Tommy Lane will be coming into the game as John Farrell out to make the change. Pitching change from Cincinnati. Reds have a 2-1 lead. Live, Dale Arnold and Andy Brickley continue the preview of division rivals with the Florida Panthers. Plus Louis Erickson, Tuukka Rask, and Daniel Paille, and Gregory Campbell. All at Sean Thornton's Putts and Punches for Parkinson's Golf Tournament. It all begins tomorrow at 7:30. Now 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Reds have a 2-1 advantage. Skip Schumacher, the pinch hitter, takes pitch outside from the new Red Sox pitcher, Tommy Lane. Left-hander into the game. Third arm used by John Farrell tonight. 8th appearance, 1.59 earned run average. 4 Ks, 3 walks. And a strike this time, 1-1. Lane last worked in the 19th inning game against the Angels on Saturday for a scoreless 12th inning. 6 of his 7 appearances with the Red Sox this year have been scoreless. Fifth appearance, 7 games on this road trip for Tommy Lane. He's been busy. Schumacher stays alive, fouls it off, and it's still 1-2. Batting in the pitcher's spot, and Leto's done after 7 innings in this game, giving up 1 run. Red Sox gathering 5 hits. Struck out 5, and he walked a batter. Right now, the pitcher of record on the winning side at the moment. 1-2 pitch. On the ground to short, Xander Bogaerts. Throws out Schumacher, and the Reds are gone in the 7th. We head to the 8th, 2-1 Reds. Inning back at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. New pitcher on for the Reds after 7 from Latos. Here's the former Dodgers closer Jonathan Broxton. Began the year as the Reds closer with Chapman on the DL. That's 6 saves earlier this season, but 44 games, a 1.07 earned run average. He's second among National League relievers, only behind Pat Neshek, who we saw at the beginning of this trip with a 0.73. with the St. Louis Cardinals. So he's been extremely good in this setup role, and here he is in the 8th. Dealing with Brock Holt, 0 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt in the game. Broxton had off-season surgery, a torn right forearm. Line to right field and a base hit for Brock Holt. His first hit of the night. Red Sox have the lead runner on in the 8th.
Now Brock Holt's really been getting a steady diet of breaking balls, and for the most part has been having a difficult time with them, but not this time. It just kind of floats inside in a good spot for a hitter. And that line drive to right field for the base hit.
Runner on here for Boston. Dustin Pedroia, the batter. He has singled, walked, and lined out to center field. One-run game tonight in Cincinnati, a tight one. Red Sox have played in 45 one-run games this season, most among American League teams. Red Sox 22-23 in those contests. 2 more already this year than the club's total for last year. Last year there were 500 1-1 games, surprisingly. Fouled off at the plate, 0-2. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Leadoff single for Holt. Pedroia bats now with Ortiz waiting on deck. Outside, ball 1. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Holt. Jonathan Broxton breaking into the big leagues in 05 with the Dodgers. His big year save-wise was in 2009, racked up 36 saves for the Dodgers. Spent a season in Kansas City. Now in his 3rd year here with the Reds. Fouled back by Pedroia, still 1-2.
Good swing right there by Dustin Pedroia at a 93-mile fastball inside part of the plate.
Up and away, Dustin not chasing. Brian Price, manager for the Reds, looks on with Holt at first base representing the tying run. Broxton checking on him again. Pedroia to right field. Jay Bruce makes his way back to pull it in for out number 1 of the inning. Pretty good battle, but in the end, Broxton's able to get Pedroia 1 down. I remind you to tune in tonight after our Red Sox coverage in NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Jamison and Sarah will have a report from Patriots joint practice with the Eagles and have a video breakdown of Joe Kelly's start. See what know-how can do. Sirocco out there to talk to Broxton with 1 out, 1 on, and they'll prepare to deal with David Ortiz. With a single back in the first inning to right field. Since then, he has popped out and struck out. Not a complete shift here. The shortstop Cozart playing from DePaul, no doubt, but he stays on the left side of the infield. Ortiz takes strike 1. Edward Mujica up in the pen for Boston. Already seen Burt Badenhop and Tommy Lane in relief of Joe Kelly. Rolled for ball 1. Cole, the lead off first base, held on by Brian Pena. Ortiz chops it to first base. Pena a little bobble there. He's going to tag the bag. Runner goes to second, and Brock Cole tying run in scoring position with now 2 outs in the 8th.
But for a while, it looked like Pena was not going to be able to regain his balance to even get an out. I thought at first he wanted to go to second base with that, but could not stop momentum going backwards. And then the only opportunity he's got is to go to first base to get Ortiz, but that's big because it gets a tying run in scoring position.
And a chance for Yoenis Cespedes to do some damage here. Cespedes sold for 3. He's popped out to second, lined out to left, and struck out. Look out, up by his face, able to twist out of the way. 95 on the fastball underneath his chin.
Yeah, that was very, very close right here. Fastball just chasing the face of Cespedes, able to spin out of the way.
Cespedes to center field and deep. Hamilton going back to the track at the wall. It's gone. Yoenis Cespedes with a towering home run to center field has put the Red Sox with one swing of the bat on top 3-2. Well, how about that? Broxton brushes him back with a pitch underneath his chin, and then he takes Broxton right out of the yard.
You throw one under my chin, I'll hit the next one over the center field fence. That's exactly what Cespedes does. Once again, the fastball from Broxton, and Cespedes straight away center field.
It is 404 to center, and he's well beyond that.
He crushed this ball, absolutely crushed it. You know, on contact, that ball was going to be way out of here.
Second home run in a Red Sox uniform in as many games. Now Nava takes strike 1. Strike call 0-2. Nava didn't think so. Estimated at 433 feet. Tail of the tape of that home run. Yoenis Cespedes. It's the Red Sox on top 3-2. They get a run in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the year, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Visit www.alltown.com for an Alltown location near you. 2 down, bases empty, and a 1-2 pitch to Daniel Nava is up high, 2-2. Foul tipped, held onto by Mazzaraco to end the inning. Yoenis Cespedes with a 2-run home run has put the Red Sox on top 3-2. And then on the next pitch, takes this one to straightaway center field. Tail of the tape, 433 feet. Straightaway center for Cespedes. So now it's on to the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox have their first lead of the game. Defensive changes for Boston. Brock Holt goes from center field to right field. And coming into the game defensively, and this is a pattern we've seen lately, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center. Billy Hamilton leading it off here for the Reds, and a liner to center field. Bradley Jr. ducks back and makes the catch just into the game. 1 down. Well, don't miss W.B. Mason's Extra Innings Live right after the game. The guys will break down Joe Kelly's start and have John Farrell's post-game comments. Can't go wrong when you buy right at W.B. Mason. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jay Bruce coming up. Red Sox going into a shift on the right side, and they bring Middlebrooks over from the left side of the infield to the right. The deal with Jay Bruce. who has walked, singled, and flied to left. Lane, the pitcher of record right now for the Red Sox at the moment, as Broxton on the hook. Starter's not part of the action tonight, as it turns out. Well, Joe Kelly, who went 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, and Matt Latos, who went 7 innings, giving up 1 run, not part of the decision here tonight. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. Bruce now, Todd Frazier waiting on deck. The time the Reds have scored in this game, back in the first inning. Fly ball, shallow left center. Cespedes calling and catching out number 2 of the 8th. 2 fly ball outs off Tommy Lane, and John Farrell's coming out to make the change. So Lane retires all 3 Reds that he faces, but before Frazier comes up, he'll make the change. Looks like Mujica will be coming into this game. Pitching change from Cincinnati. It is 3-2. Red Sox on top. Game. Red Sox on top 3-2. Edward Mujica into his 45th game of the year, 2-4 with 4.64 earned run average, 29 strikeouts to 8 walks. And it is strike 1 into Todd Frazier. Frazier with a single and an RBI back in the first inning. Cincinnati's fly down to the warning track in right and fouled out to the third baseman. Is staying away with ball 1. Mujica earning his 2nd hold of the year with his 8th inning appearance on Sunday against the Angels, and it jumps ahead 1-2. And Jumbo Diaz has been joined by the closer, Aroldis Chapman. Missing away, 2-2. Pretty good good stretch right now for Mejica. Has made a season-high 7 consecutive scoreless appearances. That's 6 1/3 innings, and has not given up a run since July 27th. Full count now.
He's trying to put him away with that outside fastball and just missing outside.
Back out there again, missing again. Tying run at first. And a guy who's got 3 hits on the night's been red hot. Devin Masaraco coming up here.
Masaraco's also got some pop. You see the 20 home runs he has on the season.
His hits tonight: 2 singles to center, a double to left. His first single to center produced a run, his 62nd RBI of the year. Mejica fires to first, but Frazier back to the bag. Strike one.
Frazier at first base. He can run. He's got 17 steals on the season. Cincinnati Ball Club second in the National League in steals to the Dodgers.
Popped up, foul ground. Big Poppy heading over. Big Poppy over the shoulder. Won't have a play. And the first row of seats as David reached the tarp area.
Cheeseman is back to home plate and right up against the tarp.
High fives a fan. 0-2 pitch to Masaraco. Pops it up. The catcher Vasquez coming back. He's got to play, and he makes it. Through 8 innings from Cincinnati, Red Sox have a 3-2 lead. Donuts, your New England Ford dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. Well, tonight's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Both the starters not part of the decision tonight. Joe Kelly goes the first 6 innings, gives up 2 runs. Matt Lato 7 innings, giving up a run. Yoenis Cespedes with a 2-run home run to give the Red Sox a 3-2 lead. That comes in the top of the 8th. Red Sox doing their scoring late. Reds get 2 in the first. Red Sox a run in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. And a new pitcher on for the Reds, Jumbo Diaz, into the game. Diaz, 27 years of age, 18th appearance of the year without a record, 2.60 earned run average. 20 strikeouts to 5 walks, and opponents hitting at 136 against Diaz. We just saw Jonathan Broxton, who is listed at 295. Jose Diaz is listed at 316. Some big pitchers on this pitching staff for the Reds.
Over 600 pounds of pitching in the last 2 innings.
So here is Xander Bogaerts to lead it off in the 9th inning. Bogaerts 1 for 3 with an RBI single. That came in the 7th.
He called that last pitch a strike?
He did.
Oh, my goodness.
Ball 1-1. Bogaerts thought about it. Did he go? Yes, says Jerry Meals. Xander down 1-2.
Jumbo going to the breaking ball this time and completely fooling Xander Bogaerts. Trying to check the swing, but can't do it.
Popped up, foul ground. Pena heads over, but he won't have a play.
Jumbo Diaz, that last pitch, 99 miles an hour.
Red Sox have their closer preparing in the pen, Koji Uehara. It's 99 again, 2-2. Outfield straight away here on Xander Bogaerts. See Christian Vasquez and Will Middlebrooks scheduled to bat here in the top of the 9th inning. Popped up, foul, out of play. Lato started the game 7 innings, 1 run. He left with a lead. Jonathan Broxton comes in, goes an inning, gives up the single to Holt, and the 2-run home run by Cespedes. Give the Red Sox a 3-2 advantage. Now Jumbo Diaz into the game. Battling here with Xander Bogaerts. 2-2 pitch coming. Ball 3, full count. Back after that fastball, 98 miles an hour. $35,903 tonight's attendance at Great American Ballpark. 35,903 for game 1 A very brief 2-game series. Play day baseball tomorrow, 12:30. And that's it. 3-2 pitch, chopped to short, and Cozart had to wait on a little bobble out of the glove, and the throw is late and pulls Pena off the bag. Had to hurry and can't get it done. Bogaerts reaches it first on what they rule a base hit.
And once he had to wait on that last hop, he was in trouble, because then he had to really rush to throw to first base. Right there, that hop right there is the one that messed him up. Looks like he didn't get a good handle on the baseball, and the throw's going to be off target.
So Bogaerts on to begin things here in the 9th inning. Christian Vasquez has grounded out twice, once to second, once to third, and had a sacrifice bunt. Vasquez squaring again, and this one in on his hands. He gets it down, but it goes foul. No one was running right in on him.
You think it's easy bunting. Try bunting a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. That is not easy. Especially one that's running back in on your hands.
So Vasquez down 0-1. Vasquez swinging away, and he lifts it foul off to the left out of play. 0-2. Towards second base as Santiago flipped for one to first. It is not in time. Vasquez able to beat it out. Just kind of threw his bat at that ball and gets it out to second base. They do get the lead runner in Bogaerts.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Santiago didn't try to tag the base runner Bogaerts and then go to first base, but I think he realized he might have been running out of time, so he went for the force play. Couldn't get out of his glove. That was the problem.
Ryan Price, the manager for the Reds, out to see if he should challenge this or not. Talking to first base umpire Jerry Meals. And that is very close. They are going to challenge it. He might be out.
Yeah, he might be out at first base. That was kind of a messed up play all the way around.
Crowd seeing it here on the big screen. They think it'll be overturned. Jerry Meals, the crew chief, made the call.
I think the ball is in the glove before the foot hits the bag. Right there.
We'll see if they overturn this now. As it stands, call on the field was safe of Christian Vasquez after the force out at second base of Xander Bogaerts.
they don't hurry up with this, Jumbo's going to have to go and get something to eat to keep that weight on. You want both guys over 300 pounds, right? You don't want them dropping under because there's a couple of miles an hour on your fastball.
Yes. And they have ruled him out. So it is overturned. Well, it did appear to be the correct call. So 2 down. It turns into a double play.
Yeah, there was nothing pretty about that play at all. A bobble at second base by Santiago, which kind of threw off the timing of Cozart. But they still get the double play on Vasquez. Had a couple of options. One was the tag Bogaerts and go to first base, but he ended up making the right choice.
Well, Will Middlebrooks now fouls it off to the right with the bases empty now after what turns out to be a 4-6-3 double play. Uehara getting ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. Brian Pena, Chris Heisey, Ramon Santiago scheduled to bat in the inning. Strike 2. Will Middlebrooks tonight has struck out looking, grounded out to third base, and flied out to the warning track in left field back in the 7th inning. Now grab ball to Santiago at second base. Ends the 9th. It is Koji time. 3-2. Red Sox have the lead. Uehara, who has 3 saves on the road trip so far, into his 54th game of the year. 5-2, the 1.32 earned run average. He's 25 out of 27 on the year. 70 strikeouts to 7 walks, and opponents sitting at 183 against Uehara. Recorded his 25th save of the year on Sunday in L.A. 1 inning, giving up a hit, struck out 2. 11 straight scoreless appearances in 11 innings. And a first pitch strike into Brian Pena. Pena 0 for 3 in the game. Spotted out twice and popped out. Down the left field line, falling foul. And Uehara's ahead 0-2. 47 of 53 appearances on the year for Uehara have been scoreless. Pena fouls it off. Stays alive here, 0-2. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in his career. As Brian Pena against Koji Uehara. On the ground to first base, Ortiz will run to the bag for out number 1 of the 9th inning. Big Poppy picking it down there at first base, 1 away. Well, seems to handle himself pretty well whenever he's asked to play first base, and takes care of out number 1.
You know, Ortiz has very good hands. I mean, he doesn't move around very well at first base, but with the balls that he can get to, his hands are very good. And that ball, a nice big high belt high hop to him, the kind you like, and gets the first out of the inning.
1 down for Chris Heisey. Reds left fielder 0 for 3. As he struck out in the first inning looking and struck out swinging in the 4th before flying out to right in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Good split, 1-1. 2 in his career against Uehara. With Ramon Santiago waiting on deck. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Grounded foul. Do it again, 1-2. The 5th Red Sox pitcher of the night. The bullpen as a group is not allowed to hit for John Farrell.
And Lade Baden, Mahika all pitched very well in this game tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
2-2.
I'm with you on that, Don. Right at the bottom of the strike zone, a fastball from Uehara. But because the catcher had to reach over and they don't get the call.
On the ground to deep short. Bogart's long throw off balance is not going to be in time. Heisey beats it out. Good stretch by Ortiz on the other side. But Heisey on with a base hit represents a tying run.
Now Bogarts did all he could do. You know, he covered as much ground as he possibly could. He got to the ball. That kind of a jump cheetah throw to first base, but not in time. Ortiz doing the stretch on the other end, but not in time to get Heisey.
Ramon Santiago now with 1 out and 1 on. And on the grass at third is Middlebrooks. Santiago takes strike 1. And that one's called a strike down there. Santiago grounded out to second base in the 2nd. He walked in the 4th inning for lining out to first base in the 7th. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. One for 3 with the strikeout for Santiago against Uehara. in the air to right field. Holt coming in, and Brock will get there for the second out of the ninth. Back to first goes Heisey, 2 down. Zach Cozart, the shortstop for the Reds. Cozart has grounded out 3 times, including into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th inning. Red Sox defensively have turned 2 in this game. There are 2 outs in the 9th. Heisey at first base. There is strike 1. Starts him with a fastball. Strike 2.
That was a little bit higher than I think Uehara would like it, but still off speed enough to fool him on the split-fingered fastball. Prefer to see those down around knee-high or shin-high.
The 0-2 pitch. Bouncing in, and Vasquez blocks it nicely.
And small things in a game, but a nice block by Vasquez. That could have put the potential tying run at second base if he doesn't block it.
Two down. Heisey at first base. Cozart down on the count, 1-2. Line foul. Runner was going on the 1-2 pitch, but fouled off. Well out ahead of that was Cozart. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runner at first here in the bottom of the 9th. As he gains his lead at first. Uehara ready with a 2-2 pitch. Squib foul. This may come back. We'll see as it rolls and stays foul. Looked like it had enough spin that it may kick off that grass and go fair.
I agree with you. I thought it was going to kick off that grass and spin right back to Ortiz's glove. I was saying, David, don't wait too long to go get it.
Took a left turn there for a second.
Yeah, right there.
Cozart staying alive here with 2 down in the 9th.
Putting up a tough at bat.
Here we go again, 2-2. Cozart asks for time, backed out. Up. Vasquez coming back. Vasquez will make the catch and the Red Sox win. Christian Vasquez back to make the play. And Koji Uehara with the save, his 26th of the year as the Red Sox hold on, win another tight ball game, a 1-run game, as they win it 3-2 tonight and take game 1 of this 2-game series from Cincinnati. Yoenis Cespedes with a big home run. We'll step aside and come back with more right after this.